Today is December 4th, 2025, 9:31 a.m. or 9:30 a.m. as from what I last saw. Today's recording is going to be another raw moment, something that I have been wanting to talk about, just didn't know how to talk about it, and it has to do with relationships. This is something I want to chat about because in many ways it's a release for me. Relationships is something I never talk about. I've been in a relationship previously for 15 years. So from the age of 18 to 33, I've been with a partner. And from the ages of 0 to 18, I was also with a partner-like figure, and that is my mother. So going from 0 to 18, having a motherly figure, from 18 to 33, having a partner as well to be there and support and nurture. This is the first time. The last half of this year is the first time I've ever truly been alone to make independent decisions for myself. And I want to communicate this because I want to free myself from any self-doubt, from any fear, from any guilt and shame, from anything that I've experienced in the past. So I think it's important to talk about it because when you talk about it, you give yourself the opportunity to reflect, to process emotions, to process triggers, to process suppressed trauma in order to move forward. So relationships is going to be today's topic at this stage in the game and where I'm at. So go back to June 17th, the specific date, 2025. That was the day that I decided to part ways with my fiance. It was something that I've been thinking about for quite some time, a few years even. And it's even hard for me to say that, to say that I've had thoughts about us potentially not being able to work it out. It's a quite serious thing, but I just want to be open about that because for me, the reason for the decision is if I'm already having doubts, if I can already feel the misalignments of my relationship and who I am and where I want to go, and then I observe my partner and get an understanding of her values and where she wants to go. If I'm already having thoughts of that, I believe that the best thing for me to do out of service to my ex-partner is to speak the truth, to be honest with myself on how I felt and what I wanted to do. And now that I fast forward to the month of December, 5 months later, almost 5 months later, now that we fast forward to today, it was the best decision I could have made because I'm now independent to make whatever decision that I want to make. And I knew that it was the right decision because deep down, I knew I didn't want to be in North America anymore. Deep down, I knew I didn't want to participate in Western society anymore. I felt called to go back to my roots, and that was what I communicated to my ex at the time when I made the decision. That I felt called to go on this individual walk, and the only reason why I felt called to do that is because it's been itching. It's been in the back of my mind for many years. It's what my heart has desired, and I knew that the only way I could do it is if I went and I did it alone, without going to make decisions with the consensus or the consideration of what my partner wants at that time. And I guess that's the stage of life that I was at, being in a relationship for 15 years, going through a lot of personal and spiritual and emotional growth. And I knew and I wanted to take this next stage. So here we are, the month of December, sitting in Queensland once again. And this year we've been moving around a lot, starting in the beginning of the year in January when we went to Australia. In April, we went to Bali for a visa run, came back to Australia. In May, went back to Vancouver, left Vancouver in July after parting ways with our partner and resigning from our own company. And then since July, we've been moving around a lot some more. Back and forth between Australia and Thailand twice, the Philippines twice. And as we sit here in Queensland, we ask ourselves, well, where to next? Where are we going to go next? And the topic of relationships, right? I've learned a lot from my partnership. I've learned a lot about responsibility. I've learned a lot about loyalty and faith and doing the right thing, of being with a partner to learn and grow together. And ultimately, it got to a point where it didn't feel like I was enough. It didn't feel like the relationship was enough. It felt like there was much more for us to work on, and we needed to work on it independently, and that was the choice that I made. And since I've been independent since June, I've made decisions as an independent. But it didn't mean that it was fully independent, because along the way, I would meet people. Along the way, I would build new relationships. Along the way, not knowing what happened this quick, I would fall for someone again. And it hasn't led to anywhere. It's just emotions. You know, when you're independent, you start to pay attention to your emotions. You start to pay attention to how you feel when you are around people and the emotions that come up. And there will be emotions of love, of lust, of security, of comfort. And the greatest lesson for me after coming out of a relationship for 33 years of not knowing what it's like to be alone, it's to actually learn how to be alone. It's to learn how to be independent, to learn how to sit with myself, especially when the emotions of comfort, security, and support come through. For the last 3 months, I have made decisions around a specific relationship that I've been building. And upon reflection, now that I'm back in Australia by myself, upon reflection, I am seeing that there's a lot of work to do, because being around another person triggered a lot of emotions that I didn't realize I've been suppressing for the last 15 years. Let's say for the last 10 years, because of the comfort and security that I felt with my partner. And a lot of these emotions that have come up, the triggers that have activated it, it created feelings that were uncomfortable, feelings that I did not enjoy feeling at all. Whether it's feelings of abandonment, being left, the fear of loss, anxiety, jealousy. These are all feelings that I haven't felt in a very long time. And to have them come up now at the age of 33, I'm very grateful that they did, because I can say that I have the emotional maturity, or at least the awareness, to recognize when it shows up so that I could breathe, to feel it, to identify the patterns, and then to regulate. And then once they come up again, to breathe, to feel it, to recognize the patterns, to be aware of it, and to regulate. So with this specific individual that I've met and I've made decisions around, these are the emotions that I've seen come up. And it has nothing to do with the other individual. They were simply the mirror that was reflecting back the things that I know I must work on. And that's where we're at. I don't want to be in Western society. I feel called to go back to my roots. So when I think of what's next for me and the decisions that I'm making, I meditated on it to really ask myself, well, what does the heart want outside of any external influence? It means the independent self, the higher self. What do I want? And the traveling that I've been doing the last 4.5 months, 5 months, going to Bali, going to the Philippines twice, going back and forth from Australia to Southeast Asia. I want to be in Southeast Asia. I've been searching for a new place to anchor, and I believe I finally found a place that I can call home temporarily, a place that I know I can contribute to, whether it's the community, the people, the environments. It's a place that I know I will resonate with very well and be able to build with, and that is the Philippines. And that's where I feel called to go to next, external from any influence that I have when it comes to relationships and other people. As much as it's important to focus on career, the business, and what you're building, I've been doing that for the last 7 to 8 years, and I've neglected myself. I've avoided emotions that I need to learn how to regulate and reflect on. So this time around, leaving my company a week after separating from my ex-fiance, I've had to set boundaries for myself. I've had to reestablish what my desires and what I want to focus on. I want to focus on building and creating. It's important to me. It's important in this game of life. It's a requirement to build something that can sustain and provide resources for you. I want to do that, and I'm continuing to do that. But at the same time, It's focusing on the self. It's focusing on the spiritual, emotional, mental work as well. Because this game of life is multifaceted. It's not just one thing that you focus on the entire time. It's layers about yourself as you go through the experience. You don't just go through the experience working all the time. You go through the experience engaging with other people, changing your environment. And that's the unique position that I'm in. And I'm very fortunate is I get to change my environment whenever I want. And every time I change my environment, it changes what I experience. For example, right now I'm on a farmland in the middle of Queensland. When I change my environment, I change the people around me. When I change the people around me, I change the conversations around me. The conversations around me influence my thoughts. My thoughts influence my actions. And since leaving Canada, I've been searching for a new place to anchor. And I found it. And that's where I'm going back to. That's where I'm going to go and build and be present, be in a space of love and gratitude. And it's all thanks to the one relationship that I started building and cultivating at the end of August. Met a friend out in Bali, built a relationship with her, built the bond, was convinced to go to Sargao, and I've been back there twice. We're going to go back a third time now. It's where we want to build home base. It's where we want to establish ourselves. It's where we know we can get a lot of work done. And I'm really excited for that. And that's why I'm sharing this, because it's all thanks to a 15-year relationship. That 15-year relationship of support, of love, of ups and downs, of learning, of emotions led to this very moment here. Without that relationship, without the support of Judy, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I wouldn't have the confidence to do what I'm doing. I wouldn't go through the trials and tribulations that I needed to go through with her to get to this position. And it's because of relationships that you get to where you want to go. It's because of relationships that I found love in Sargao. And when I say love, I found love for that island. I feel at home and at peace when I'm there. My soul feels calm. Everything slows down. And it's all while working on an international business. So I'm in a position where I'm not confined to a specific spot, and it's thanks to relationships. So no, I'm not going to walk away from all the lessons that I've learned from a 15-year relationship. Relationships matter. They are the bridge to information. They are the bridge to other people. And it's through other people that you learn about yourself. It's through other people that opportunities arise, whether they are opportunities of growth or opportunities of pain and suffering. So I don't talk about my private relationships much. I don't share publicly about my friendships, the very few friendships, true friendships that I have. I don't talk about my love life online as much because I choose to keep it private. But in a conversation like this, where I'm the most independent I've ever been, I can be anywhere I want in the world, and I'm very grateful for that. And obviously, where I choose to be, I have to choose wisely and strategically, and then communicate that to the people around me so that they understand what I'm doing, because I still have responsibilities to take care of. Responsibilities in the physical world, responsibilities when it comes to family, and responsibilities when it comes to my own self-care, mental, spiritual, emotional. All of those are being worked on at the same time in the present moment. And I have nothing but appreciation and gratitude for the position that I'm in. I have nothing but appreciation and gratitude and love for the relationships that I have and the relationships that I did have, because they've all got me to where I am today. And it's helped inform the decisions that I'm making. Going back to Sargao was a decision that I made because it feels right in my heart. I don't know where it's going to take me, but I've made friends there, friends that I want to continue to build relationships with. We have potential opportunities that we can implement outside of what I'm already working on. But it's all connected. It's all connected, and I have faith. I have faith in God, the divine, have faith in what is. I am exactly where I am supposed to be. The actions and the decisions that I've made were taken, and the past is the past. The future does not exist, and the only time that exists is this present moment. And what I am recording is what I am feeling and sensing in this present moment, and I'm communicating what I feel and sense in this present moment in terms of where I am going to go and where I want to go. And that is back to the islands, back to the people and new relationships that I've made, back to the place that I know that I can be my true authentic self, all while adding value and contributing to the community and people around me, the same way that I am receiving value and love and contribution from the people around me. So that's the next stage of where I'm going to go. This is me, Kenny, playing the character in the game of life. And the character's name in this game of life at the moment is Kenny. And I say at the moment because, no, I'm not going to change my name. But in this lifetime, I am Kenny. In this lifetime, people know me as Kenny. In this lifetime, this is how I'm choosing to play, and this is what I want to document and record for others to hear, for those who have the ears to listen and have the patience to listen, and are walking a similar path just like me. Not the same narrative, the same storyline, but the same patterns and experiences, the emotions, the fear, the self-doubt, the anxiety, and then transforming those feelings of fear, pain and suffering, anxiety and worry into feelings of confidence, of abundance, of faith, of certainty, of empowerment, gratitude, love. That's the space I'm choosing to be in. So going back to the islands, I feel nervous. I feel anxiety. I feel uncertainty. But feeling those emotions is a choice. By recording this, I'm reflecting on the words that I'm speaking to then choose how I want to feel about it. And I feel faithful. Breathing through it, I feel excited. I feel nervous in a good way because I see my vision and I've made the decision to take the next step towards my vision. And that next step is to go back to Sargao. Okay, that's all I got for now. Thank you for listening. Welcome to For Player Ones. And if you are the player playing the character, you are a player one. You're in control of your own life with the assistance of the universe and God. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye now.